Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kayla. Today we're coming at you with a new bullet journal video. I swear not all of my videos are going to be bullet journal related, but I just kind of started this at a crazy time where I had just finished a new journal and it's the beginning of the new month, so I had to set up a new journal and get my spread for November ready. I'm actually kind of behind in my bullet journal. I've been putting off filming this video, which meant putting off actually getting my November spread ready. But in any case, I finally got it done, and that's all that matters. So I'm actually starting a new bullet journal today. This is the same kind of journal that I had last time, the Wish Term 1917, but I ordered it in a new color this time. I ordered it in this beautiful olive green color, which I love. So I'm starting out with just doing some general setup for starting this new bullet journal. I was going to do a cool spread at the beginning, and then I was like too lazy, so I just started off with the key. Even though I don't really look at this because I have it memorized, it's good, just good to have, good to be able to look back at. So I'm doing, trying to keep things cozy for this spread this time around because it's November, and my favorite months of the year are November, December. I love winter, and I just love cozying up with a sweater. And that's why some of the banners look like scarves. I got that idea from Amanda Rachel, and I love it. So we're starting off with my key. If you saw my eye there in the corner, I have this weird habit where I have to get my head right next to the paper when I write, and people think I'm sleeping. I'm like, no, I'm fine. So I use a circle for a task and a circle for an event and a square for a task, and then if I cross it out, it's canceled. If there's an arrow through it, I have to move it to another day. That's just the basis of my key system that I personally devised. And so I just went through and outlined it, and then I started adding some color to the spread. So I'm using this Midliner yellow marker and then a Staedtler Fineliner in this burnt orange, which you will see a lot in this spread. I'm just adding some fun patterns to the scarf. Then I had half a page left, and I decided I might as well do a yearly glance for the rest of 2018, even though there's only 2 months left. So I just kind of did a mini calendar view of November and December, and that's what you'll see at the bottom of the page. I hope you guys are having a good month. I've been a little bit behind in things, as you can see, where I'm actually finally making this month's spread on the 7th of November. Whoops. But I'm finally ready to get back on track and ready to stay organized. So that's what this is about, guys. And I'm really excited because in the future, especially starting next year, I want to use my bullet journal as my sole planner. In the past, I've had my bullet journal, but then I've also had another planner. I had the Kate Spade planner, but now I see that it was kind of pointless and I wasn't really using the other planner that much, so I'm going to use my bullet journal as my entire planner, which means I might bring it with me more places. I might have to make some future logs so I have a place to write future appointments, like things that are months in advance. So I'm excited for that direction that I'll be heading, and if you'd seen my layouts from October and September, I did this whole collage thing and I tried to be really artsy, but I'm trying to kind of scale that back a little bit and find a really good balance between aesthetically pleasing and also working and functional. So I'm still using lots of colors and some cute doodles, even though I'm a terrible doodler. But that's what this is at. So 2018 year glance at the bottom. I went through and added a little bit of color. And then I was like, okay, I guess that's it. I'm ready to start November. I had no idea what I was going to do starting this spread. I didn't even look for ideas. I liked the idea of Amanda Rachel did with the scarf, and so I started out that. This is one instance where I actually went in with a pencil beforehand because I was like, otherwise I'm going to screw up this banner. So I drew it with a pencil and then went over and outlined it and did a little calligraphy in the middle. But really I had no direction with this, except I knew I wanted to use some cozy fall colors such as like burnt oranges and browns and maybe some greens. And I also have some really fun washi tape that kind of goes along with November and Thanksgiving that you'll see later on in my spread. This is my Tombow calligraphy pen, I believe. I think that's the hard tip. I'll put all of the products and supplies that I've used in this video. I'll try to put them down in the description below if you guys are curious. So here I'm outlining my little scarf and then I go ahead and put some little frayed edges on the ends of it so it looks like a scarf that's kind of flowing in the wind. And then I had a lot of fun just kind of going through and putting some fun patterns on the scarf. You guys, I wish I owned a scarf like this. This looks like the epitome of fall. Did I use that word correctly? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so this is just a general page. I was gonna put some more, but I'm kind of leaning towards simple. So that's what this is. Just a banner that says November, and then once that's done, we get into the November overview. Like I said, I am going to try in the future to do some more laid out like calendar spreads or feature logs, but with this month, I didn't really have anything planned in advance, so I went with the simple vertical overview that I've done in the past. If you guys don't know, I really like to make lists, so that's why a lot of my spreads tend to be vertical. So I went in with that same calligraphy marker on top and wrote out November overview. I'm still learning how to use these pens, guys. I know my calligraphy is not the best, and it's different when you're using an actual marker that's meant to do it instead of just faking it. That's what it is. I know I need to get some more practice in. And then I went and highlighted the downstrokes with my Midliner highlighter in this darker yellow color. So then I just, ooh, guys, I found this washi tape, and it matched my scarf details with the chevron so much, and I was like, this is perfect. So I put that on there, and then I just went down the page and wrote in the days of the month, 1 through 30. Pretty simple. And so then if I know there's a big event that day, or a birthday, or a holiday, I just kind of write it in. So obviously there's Thanksgiving this month, Election Day was yesterday, and I'm going away this weekend, so I have that trip I was able to fill in, and just some other small events like that. This is the only page that I could fill in kind of on the top of my head, since I was a little bit behind on the month. My habit tracker, I was like, okay, I have to go back and think about this before I fill it in. That's the hard part. If I don't bullet journal every day, that's the hardest part for me to go back and try, is my habit tracker, because I'll forget. I'll forget what I had for breakfast this morning. There's no way I can remember if I spent money yesterday, or I don't know, things like that. Like, did I wash my face yesterday? I have no idea. So that's why it really helps me to do my bullet journal every day, even if it's just to fill in that little habit tracker section. Okay, moving on. These two pages are going to be my gratitude log and my habit tracker. So I'm using this header that I used a lot in my previous bullet journal. I used my Midliner, and I just wrote out in capital letters, gratitude log, November 18. And then I went over it with my Micron pen and just went over it with a simple connected cursive writing. And then I have this cute little washi tape that actually has like leaves on it. I don't know, guys. I found this set at Hobby Lobby, and it was really cool. It has 50 washi tapes, and they're all having to do with like the holidays of the year. So there was a whole section for Halloween and Thanksgiving, and I'm just digging the vibe of these washi tapes. So that's why I just pull them out all over the place. Okay, so with the gratitude log, again, it's the same kind of as the overview. I just write the days of the month down the side, and then each day I write a sentence of something that I'm grateful for, or something that makes me happy. Now we're moving on to my habit tracker. I do this spread, and I haven't changed it once. I really enjoy it, and it works for me. It's a horizontal layout. And so I'm doing the same type of header on top, November habit tracker, and then I had some room at the end, so I decided to draw another little scarf at the end, which is kind of a scarf that connects to nothing, but hey, you work with what you got. So since this one was completely blank, I got to fill it in with a lot more patterns. I did kind of a chevron, and then some stripes, and some dots, and then alternated those back and forth. And then I decided that it was a little blank, so I decided to go in and fill it with the Midliner. After that, I just filled in the days of the month. So usually I start and I write out the days, and then above it I write the days of the week. And then, guys, we're not all perfect. I got almost to the end of the month, and then I realized that I was doing the habit tracker wrong. And I was like, oh no, what do I do? So we all make mistakes. How did I fix it? I put some washi tape over it. Washi tape fixes everything, right? I'm using that same chevron tape that I showed you guys before. and then I even struggled getting the tape off. Wow. It was struggle bus central. So I finally got the little piece off, and I put it over the numbers I'd written, and it wasn't perfect. You can still kind of see the numbers through the tape, but I just decided to roll with it. So then, what I had messed up was that I started on the left side, but I need to start on the right side, and I go backwards. So I started with 30, and then filled in each box 30 through 1, doing the numbers backwards. And then I start at the beginning, and I do the days of the week over that. The reason I do it backwards is because I want to use all the room I can to the right of the page, and then leave myself space on the left, because on the left is where I put the habits, because it's kind of like a chart. So now I have this empty space on the left, and I go ahead and fill in each habit. I had to check that I had enough room, because usually I only use 2 squares at the top, and I was like, oh, I hope I have enough room for all my habits. I literally had exactly enough room. It was a miracle. God moment right there. So some habits that I put on here, I think I said in my previous video, they're not all things I want to do every day, but they are good, just things to track in general. So I've got my morning skincare, evening skincare. I want to track how often I'm posting on Instagram, and I want to read for pleasure every day, make my bed, clean my makeup brushes with something occasionally, laundry, journal, that I do a devotion, that I spend money or have soda, because those are things I don't want to do every day. And then keeping a consistent sleep schedule, drinking enough water, and other things like doing a face mask, exfoliating, and not snoozing my alarm. That's a big one for me. So I showed you guys how I fill in the squares. I took that same fine liner and just filled in 1 square. I'll go back and do the rest of that later. And I just fill it out like it was a task completed. So moving on, I'm starting this week, finally, even though it's already Wednesday. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I found this stencil randomly in my drawer, and I decided to try it out and see what the letters looked like. So I outlined NOV just for November, and then put the numbers in. So this week will be November 5th through November 11th. This was another thing that I did with pencil. I probably didn't have to, but I didn't really want to dirty up my my stencil, and it's easier to make mistakes. There's me counting the days of the week. November 5th through November 11th. So then I went ahead and outlined those letters with my fine liner, and then they were a little bit open, and I decided to go in and fill them in with the Staedtler fine liner in that same kind of burnt orange color. I didn't get very far in actually laying out and planning for this week on this video. I kind of wrote the first day. I wrote Monday, and then I said, okay, what did I do on Monday? And then I don't even know what I have to plan for this week. So I just kind of stopped it because I was at a blank. If you guys want to see a completed spread, I might be able to post that on one of my social medias, but that's kind of the gist of it. And I wanted to do something more simple, so I literally just wrote Monday in my regular handwriting. And we're going to see how that looks. Each week might be different. We'll play with it. Maybe I'll be brave this month and try a vertical layout, because I've always done the horizontal style. So thank you guys for watching. This has been my November plan with me and setting up my new bullet journal. Let me know down below what other kind of videos you want to see. I think later this week I'll be posting some videos about books, and if I'm brave, maybe something about music. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. Here's the overview.